Yesterday was a lot bigger day than what I think people realize. And now we're seeing a sea of green across the crypto space. You have breakouts almost everywhere you look, Shiba Inu included. But that's not even the story of the day here, the story of the show. Because what we are seeing on a different chart is something we have been absolutely desperately waiting for. And it's finally taking place. And now, is this the moment where altcoins are going to begin to heat up in a big way? We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So Shiba Inu, like we were talking about, excuse me, is just continuing on this reversal like we were discussing yesterday. You know, we had our doji candle day, our hammer candle day, breakout day, and now we have just this big solid green candle day right now, up about 5% on the daily. That did exactly what we talked about. It cut through that 50 and that 20-day moving averages like butter. And right now it's targeting a bigger overall structure breakout. I'm not guaranteeing or saying that's going to happen for sure, but there are a few other things that we do need to discuss further on in this video. But we might be talking about sometime in the next several days here where Shiba Inu is breaking above this long-term trend and may in fact be targeting 40158, the numbers we've been talking about for quite some time. All right. Now, understand that we do have to be patient. There will be ebbs and flows. Right now, it's about 6:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. U.S. money has not woken up yet, so we'll see if they follow the overnight trend. But this is exactly what we want to see for Shiba Inu. Bullish cross on the stochastic RSI, bullish cross here on the RSI, starting to see momentum flip on the MACD. Everything is aligning pretty perfect here. Now, what is really big that didn't even necessarily help price yesterday, but definitely is going to help price in the long run, is this whale accumulation. Yesterday was the largest whale accumulation we have seen in a long period of time. 6.21 trillion Shiba Inu accumulated by whales yesterday. And I think what is even more important about this is, you know, whales can obviously buy and sell and wash, trade, and do all that, right? But why I'm mentioning this is all that supply was actually removed from exchanges in one clip, all right? Dropped over 6.1 trillion in supply from exchanges. So this whale actually accumulated. They removed it from exchanges, which typically means that they are a long-term holder. They're prepping for a more extended run here. That's a huge, huge deal that I think is going to fall on deaf ears, that people are going to ignore. Maybe they pay attention more now that price is moving, but that is a huge sign. All right. So that exchange supply that started to be removed yesterday, like we talked about, it was part of a bigger move by a whale. All right. Or whales in general. So what we're also seeing here now, too, is BTC really extend, getting very close to 100K. It got actually all the way up to 99.9 earlier today. And hopefully this is something that can continue because, again, excitement will really ensue when BTC does break 100K. That's where you're going to see a lot of confidence for retail. Like we talked about in my earlier ADA video, we have seen USDT dominance drop down to 4.9%. That's a very important breach and extension. But what I think is even more important here is actually what Ethereum is doing, because Ethereum now has actually gotten all the way up to 1950, which is the highest level we have seen since all the way back here on March 28th. This is a breach of those trends, those moving averages that it was getting sandwiched in, which is very important. But even more beyond that, guys, ETH BTC breakout. All right. Now, this is what we have been waiting for. This is the moment where altcoins, historically speaking, get more lively, where they start to perform better. You know, when we're looking at this ETH BTC chart, I want everybody to look at how it's interacted with this 20-day moving average. It's sucked against it, right? Strong resistance. We had a couple times where we breached it, excitement, rah, rah, rah. But the market as a whole was kind of not great at that point, if that makes sense. We were going through corrections, right? We got this breach all the way at the very end of November. That was already when alts were starting to cool down, okay? So what we're seeing right now is ETH actually breached this. ETH BTC start to extend to the upside, right? Essentially as the market has bottomed, right? As things are starting to accelerate, which is a great sign. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end all be all, but it's definitely something worth monitoring because this, historically speaking, is where, again, all start to take more significant legs. What we're also starting to see here, too, is a potential breakout on the total 3 chart. We did breach above that 200-day moving average. What we really need to do is start breaching some of these local lower highs. All right. So if we can actually get past about 836 billion, that would be a great sign. And if we look at the total too, we're trying to do a very similar thing here as well. We have continued on this trend, but we do need to breach, what's that, 1.1 trillion or so. So we're on the way right now. Everything is kind of aligning perfectly. We're still waiting for Trump's big announcement. We did get some news this morning, like I talked about, in terms of ADA, big opening of the door for Nvidia abroad, which is getting retail excited. We talked about the UK trade deal that's coming together. I mean, there's a lot of things that are just continuing to move us in the right direction, even despite Jerome Powell's pump of uncertainty into the crypto market. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Where do you think we're headed next? But have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.